Hello guys, welcome to another video here at AppSheet and more. This video is going to be very simple, very straightforward, but trust me, you're going to find this very, very useful. So in this session, we are going to look at how we can simplify our detail view by creating a table, right? And summarizing some of the information into that table. So what I mean is this, so you have an employee over here. We have all their information, hire date, years in service, remote, gender, and all those things, right? Listed out in a detail view. This is a detail view that has everything set out to be side by side, right? But then you can actually simplify this by putting or creating a table that lists the information what horizontally instead of vertically, so that you don't have to have all this information listed out. Now, if I put this on also side by side, right, you realize that the information becomes what much smaller, right, compared to the one before. So that is why it's important to have this trick in hand so that you can also simply put or group some information into a table. So let's see how this can be done. So here, the first thing we're going to do is we need to create a slides in the table we want to summarize. So we'll come here and then under students, we're going to click create a new slides and you're going to call this employment data. My table is called student, but actually staff. So bear with me. So employment data, right? Good. Right. For this slides, we're going to leave it with no expression. Okay, because we want every data to come in. We don't want to filter anything out. So it's just a duplicate of the table with certain columns taken out and the rest left. So we're going to take our row number, we're going to take our full name, all these things, and then we're just going to leave hire date, exit date, years in service, and that. So these are the 4 columns, including the student ID. The student ID can be taken out because it's the key, right? Good. So I'm just going to save this. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to get a preview of what we have in there. I'm just going to come here, create an example for you to see what it looks like in there right now. So currently, this is what we have over there. We have the student ID, hire date, exit date, years in service, and the remote eligible. Now, what we want to do is for each student, we want to put their record in their detail view. Okay, let me take this guy out. He served his purpose. So in the student's view, what we want to do is, let me save this. When we click and we go into the detail view, we want to see that table over there, like I just showed you in the preview, right? So instead of having all this information lined up over here, we want one record. Okay, so we need to go back into our students table. After creating our slides, we're going to create a virtual column. You could give it any name. I'll call it employment info, right? And the formula is going to be a filter formula, right? So from the employment data, okay, we want to filter all students ID, right? Which is equal to this row's student ID. So this row dot student ID, right? So in the employment data, the slides I created, I want every instance where the student ID is equal to this row student ID. Now, because we know the student ID is a key, it's going to give us only one record, right? Because the key happens only once. I'm going to click save, click done. And then I'm going to come to the student's detail view and then take out hire dates, exit date, year in service, employment eligible, and then I will rather add, so before this, I'll add my employment info. Good. Now currently it's blank. Don't panic, just click save for it to save. Okay. Now, once this saves, you should have everybody's employment data just flowing in nicely in there. Beautiful. Okay, so when you click this, you can see the details. If you need that, you can click view to see the entire table, and then you can click here, add. But then it will not make sense to have another add button to be able to add information to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide this add button, right? So we'll come here and I'll basically say, don't show the add button in a detail view. So on the behavior, I'll come here and I'll say context, and I'll say view type not equal to detail view. So it should only show when it's not a detail view. When I click, it's gone, right? When I click save. Simple as that. And then yeah, that's it. So with that handy trick, now you actually can have some information summarized into a table in your detail view. So your detail view doesn't become unnecessary what too long. Okay. So guys, this is all we have for you today, and I hope you enjoyed it. So add this to your handy tricks and then use this to improve your AppSheet apps. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.